Alright, this is going to be a review video of my pair of Altra Olympus 2.0 running shoes. I got these running shoes per Durian Rider's recommendations. I feel like he really knows what he's talking about as far as these shoes, and I knew right away that I was going to like these. These costed me $120. I got these from a store called Good Sports here in town. They were the only store that I found that carried this model, and they actually carry a lot of other Olympus shoes as well, including models, including the previous Olympus model and other shoes that you really can't find on the website anymore. So this is a zero drop running shoe, meaning that the heel and the toe all are on the same plane. Most other running shoes you buy, the heel is going to be slightly lifted, and I prefer to have a zero drop. That way my heel's not slapping on the ground as hard when I do like a mid-foot strike, which is the way that I prefer to run. These are the max cushioning that Altra offers. There's a lot of cushioning here going on, but I love it. My impression of these shoes is I love these shoes. I mean, you got the Vibram rubber going on. That's pretty awesome. Before I got these, I was running in like really minimalist stuff, like these really minimal Merrells, and I also had some Vibram toe shoes as well that I was running in. And when I was using those shoes for running, I couldn't last more than like a couple of miles before my feet would start to hurt, and anything more than 4 or 5 miles and my joints, everything from my knees, my ankles, even my hip joint was starting to ache and get really sore, and that's because of the lack of cushioning that I was in the shoes that I was using. But these shoes are fantastic. They have so much cushioning, and I'm able to run much longer distances now with these. As you can see from the aggressive tread on the bottom, these are made for trails, and the trails that I was running, before my minimal shoes, I just couldn't run on those trails. They were too rocky, and it just hurt my feet too bad. But I run the same trails in these shoes, and I just don't feel nothing, man. Like, I don't feel any rocks or anything. It's just very comfortable, and I'm able to just sort of sail through all the trails and everything. So I've probably run about close to 100 miles in these shoes, and after breaking them in, I'm just liking these shoes more and more. When I first got them, I was a little skeptical, because before I was able to break the shoe in, the front of my foot was kind of rubbing, like my second toe or so was kind of rubbing on the front of the foot, on the front of the shoe, and I was worried that maybe I got the wrong size. Even though they fit me really well, they felt really good. I felt like I had a lot of room, especially because, if you look at the toe box on these shoes, it's a very wide toe box, so it really gives you a lot more room, and it's not really made for an aesthetic look. Most shoes are made with aesthetics in mind. I mean, if you look at my Vans here, you get a much more narrow toe box versus the Altra. I mean, you can definitely see a big difference, and these shoes are the same size and everything. I mean, if you look at the size of this shoe, they're about the same size, but again, the toe box is much larger. But I noticed that after I had broken in the shoes, after a few miles, a couple of runs, maybe about 15 miles of running in these shoes, really helped them break in. Maybe even less than that. And since then, I haven't had any issues whatsoever with my toes rubbing in the front. So, the 10.5 is what I normally wear in shoes, and these fit me perfectly. Excuse me, these are 11s. These are 11s. Actually, I think most of my shoes now I wear 11s. So, yeah, these are 11s as well. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, all my shoes are 11s, and these worked the exact same size. Yeah, they're really dirty now because I've been sweating in them and everything. But I highly recommend these shoes. I definitely plan on buying probably 2 or maybe even 3 more pairs of these. They are $120. It's a little bit more money than I prefer to spend on shoes, but these are an investment in my training, and so I don't mind paying the extra money for them. And I do plan on buying a couple of extra pairs so that I can rotate through them throughout the week, because I really don't like to run in these every day, because I like to give the cushioning a chance to rebound, and that usually takes a couple of days, especially if I go on like a long, like a nice 10-mile run or something like that. I like to give the cushioning a few days to sort of re-expand and everything. So I'm definitely going to be buying probably another pair or 2 of these, and possibly even consider buying another pair of Altras with slightly less cushioning for shorter, faster runs. I feel like I think the Provision or whatever other models they have, but they have slightly less cushioning and a little bit of a less aggressive tread, which is a little bit more road friendly. And I think I might get one of those pairs for the faster runs. Yeah, so that's my review of the Altra Olympus 2.0. And again, I highly recommend these shoes. I think that any runner will be pleased with the way that these feel. And that's it. Take care. Bye bye now.